What's up, comic fans? Welcome back to another new comic book day haul. I'm about to show you the comics I got this week. Really had a good time shopping these comics. It wasn't a big week per se, but there were some really good ones out there. So we're gonna get into the comics right after this. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go ahead, do yourself a favor and follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, so go out there, do that stuff. Now these are the comics that came out March 3rd and some DC books that came out March 2nd. So let's get into these comics. Alright, so first up, sometimes I show you stuff that isn't from the week. So I found another crossover number 4 secret variant edition. I'm just trying to collect all 5 covers, you know, the regular cover price ones. So I have this one, I have the blue variant, got the white variant of Madman by Mike Allred, and I've got the red version. So I basically got 4 of the 5 so far, just something I'm doing for fun, just trying to get them. No particular reason, not like these books are popping too much. This one's the ball head variant. So basically I have all of them except for one that's very similar to this one, except instead of the yellow arms, he's just got an all white suit on. So pretty cool. I just think it's something fun to do. Who knows what I'll do with them once I complete the whole set. But this was the one I picked up this week. And so we're gonna keep it moving. Alright, and I did go digging in a dollar bin. Nothing special about this book, but next week we find out why I was digging in dollar bins. So keep your eye out for that, and it won't be on this channel. Alright, so let's get into the comics. The ones from this week, the ones from March 3rd or March 2nd. So we have Batman. It is the return of Batman. We're done with Future State. We're back in the present. James Tynion is back on the book. Jorge Jimenez is back here on the book. We have a new appearance of a new character. They're saying it's a cameo. The character had a few words, so it could be typically a first appearance, but we'll say it's a cameo. But we have Miracle Molly appearing in 106. I don't think she comes back until issue 108. But anyway, we got a new character in 106, and we got a new look Scarecrow. So that's pretty cool. So you got Batman doing his thing with less tech because he has less money. You got Oracle though helping him out. Really good book. I don't want to get too deep into it because I think a lot of you out there are reading Batman, and I'll let you decide how awesome, or not awesome, but I thought this book was awesome. Batman 106 was. It's just good to be back. It's like missing an old friend. We're back, we're all together, and we're back in the current Batman universe. All right. That was the only DC book I picked up this week. So we're going to move on to Marvel, and we got America Chavez, Made in the USA. This is the Stephanie Hans cover. I believe it's cover C. And I picked it up. It was strictly a cover buy. Thought it was dope, but there wasn't that many books I picked up this week, so I read it, and it was actually surprisingly good. It was a really good read. Art was really well done too, and what I will say about this book, the only thing that disappointed me was the Spider-Man appearance felt kind of flat. So everything is really well done. I thought it'd be like a kiddie book. The material in here is pretty beefy, pretty adult, and yeah, I thought it was a good book. And if anything, the only criticism I have is sometimes the humor felt forced, particularly with Spider-Man in the book. But other than that, if you guys are looking for something different, off the beaten path, not your average, you know, Spider-Man, Hulk, Avenger, Marvel book, then go ahead and pick up America Chavez. All right. Next up from Marvel, we have Peach Momoko, Demon Days X-Men. And I thought this book was really cool. It's really culturally relevant because we're getting a story told from a Japanese storytelling perspective, which is always cool to see how other cultures will tell you a story. And so you have these spirits or Japanese onis that are, you know, in this world, and some of them are malevolent and vicious, and then some of them are good. But the humans and these Onis are kind of like in a war. And there's also Kamis, and I believe Kamis are like the good ones, and Onis are the messed up, the evil ones. It could be reversed. I might be getting it wrong. But anyway, we get a different type of storytelling, and I just think that's pretty awesome. Peach Momoko did the interiors, did the artwork, did the cover on this cover A. There's a ton of variant covers for this, and she really created a nice world here. And they use X-Men here, Demon Days X-Men. I think it's a loose interpretation of the X-Men, honestly, but it's cool. I enjoyed it. If you look here, you'll see this creature there, this Oni, this spirit. That's Venom. So Venom's in the book, and there's another creature in this book, and I won't tell you who it is, but he's not an X-Man. But there's another Marvel character that makes an appearance in this book. Oh, and we have Logan in here. It's not your typical Logan though. It's a really cool, I think, rendition of Logan, or version of Logan. So yeah, Peach Momoko, Demon Days, X-Men. It's a limited 5-part series. I think I'll be sticking with this one as well. It's just really good. It's cool, and it's good to see that perspective and get out of our own culture and see how other cultures approach the art of storytelling. All right, moving on, we have from Marvel Star Wars, The High Republic, number 3. I really love this book. Probably my favorite Star Wars book out right now. I was on Darth Vader. I thought that was my favorite. I have now switched. Not that I don't like Darth Vader. Still love the Darth Vader series, but this one is just good. It's like a detective story, but it has action and it has some drama, but it's not all about hacking and slashing with lightsabers. There's actually some detective work going on in this book as they're looking into a crime that happened, and they're going around the universe trying to figure out the cause and why a certain crime happened. Really good. It's like a crime noir story in space. Who doesn't want that? But no, it's a really good story, and you got lightsabers in there. Tons of new characters too. It happens all before. This is at the beginning, all before episode 1 and 2 and 3 and all that. So this tells us a whole new story, starts a whole new, gives us the background into the universe. It's a really fun book, definitely worth a pickup. I can see this book going far. All right, moving on to the indies, we got Firepower number 9 by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. Slow issue. I think this one's setting up for a bigger part of the arc, bigger part of the story. So this one was a little slow. It was a setup issue, but I still love the art. Still love the writing, and we had a fight from 30,000 feet up in the sky, down to the earth. Basically, both these guys, Owen and this villain, jump out of a plane and fight each other while they fall down to the earth. So slow issue. So wasn't my the most exciting jam-packed one, but it had some good stuff in there. All right. Next up from Matt Kindt, we got Fear Case number 2. And before I go any further, Matt Kindt also wrote the book ENIAC, which came out from Bad Ideas this week, and that book pretty much sold out everywhere it was selling. But Matt Kindt's had a big week. He had that book come out, which I have that reserved for me at another comic shop, so I don't have it for this video, guys. I'm sorry, but I'll have it in the future. That shop it's a little far of a drive just to go after work or something like that, so I'm gonna go this weekend, pick up my book. But anyway, Matt Kindt also here with Fear Case number 2, and I would say if you like Department of Truth, this is a book worth jumping on as well. You got a government agency. This one's the Secret Service, so it's a little bit more in the realm of reality, but they're investigating this box, this fear case, this black box that when it ends up in someone's hand usually leads to a murder or a death. So they're trying to investigate this case. The Secret Service has been working on this case for years now. They haven't been able to actually solve it, and usually Secret Servicemen are only given X amount of time to work on the case before they have to stop, because they say working on this case makes you go crazy. So it's a well done book, well written. The art fits. So I've said the same thing about Department of Truth. The art style fits. So it's not everybody's cup of tea art, but the art in this book, the way Department of Truth has a certain art style that fits, this one also has a very particular art style that fits the book. So Matt Kindt and I forget the artist's name, Tyler something. they're doing a really great job. All right, now here's a big book for this week. We have Nocterra by Snyder and Tony Daniels. And you know, Tony Daniels is a really veteran artist, so he knows what he's doing. So I think he does a bang up job with this book. And Scott Snyder, I think he's in his wheelhouse when he does horror and sci-fi, and this is a nice blend of both. So the story is basically, you know, the sun goes out on Earth, and anything that stays in the darkness kind of transforms into like these creatures. So the whole premise is you got to stay in the light. You can't go into the darkness. You can't stay in the dark for too long, or else you're going to end up turning into said creature. It infects you, and like they can tell if your gums start to change color. And there's certain ways to heal you if you catch it and it's still in your gums. But once it passes your gums and starts to infect more of you, that's it. You're pretty much done. You're turning into this creature. I do have cover B, I believe. This is Jock. This is a Jock cover. So I initially just ordered this cover, and I was just going to stick to one, but then I grabbed the A cover, just in case. You never know, it's 20% off, so I got two covers. Not that you need it. This one is really out there. There's a ton of issues, overproduced, so it's just a good story, and I think we're in for a treat with Scott Snyder, because I think this is right in his wheelhouse, and the art in there is awesome. All right, last book we have up is the book by Keanu Reeves, Berserker, and guess who's on this? Matt Kint. So this guy's having a busy week. Go ahead and pop the bubbly, Matt Kint, because you deserve it. You are the writer of the week, because your books are just everywhere. But anyway, this book is Berserk. Like, I don't know. Whew. I read it and my mouth was like, from start to end, it's almost non-stop action with like a few scenes here that kind of slow it down. But you're basically seeing him in action while you're getting like a flash forward scene that kind of happens after the action you're seeing in the book. So it's really awesome. This guy looks like Keanu Reeves, by the way, jacked up Keanu Reeves. But it's just a fun read, good read. You find out this guy's immortal. He's been alive for thousands of years. And it seems like every time he does one of these missions for the government, he's a government agent, by the way, they send him out on these missions, this immortal guy, he seems to get a little bit more of his memory back. And I guess we'll find out like how his memory's coming back, because I'm not sure if it's the government or PTSD, you know, the government holding back some thoughts in his head, or he's just repressed stuff because of all the killing and stuff he's done. But yeah, it is Berserk. This guy pulls out hearts, punches people in the head. It's crazy. It's a crazy book, crazy action, but it's cool. I'm really interested to see where this goes. I'm definitely going to stick with this as well. I really enjoyed it. There are millions of issues and millions of covers out there. This is Raphael Grandpa on this cover. So Ron Garney did the interior. Yeah, it's just a really fun, really good book. I gotta stop, you know, just rambling on about it, but Berserker, I definitely recommend that book as well. The indies just crushed it this week, guys. So with all that said, what is my read of the week for this week? Ooh, there are so many good books out there, but I think I'm gonna go with Star Wars, The High Republic, and let's call it a tie, because you just gotta enjoy Peach Momoko's style of storytelling, the Japanese style of storytelling. It's just new, it's refreshing, it's different, and I'm all about that. I am ready for that. All right, comic fans. So I'm gonna do what I do. You do what you do. I'm gonna finish reading my books. Actually, I read them all already. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a nap. Maybe I'll clean my comic collection. I don't know. Anyway, guys, while I figure out what I'm gonna do, you do you. Peace.